Welcome to The Explainer. So I need you to mentally circle May 4th, 2026 on your calendar because it is absolutely going down as the single most chaotic day in modern tech history. And no, Mercury wasn't even in retrograde. In just 24 hours, the industry saw this wild convergence of massive breakthroughs, catastrophic failures, and all-out strategic warfare. Throughout this explainer, we're going to break down 6 highly disruptive headlines that hit the wires today. Together, they reveal the incredible, and honestly, sometimes terrifying, double-edged sword of rapid innovation.
Okay, let's dive into this. Instead of just a random recap, we're going to group today's massive events into 3 distinct fronts of this tech storm. First, autonomous disasters unfold. Second, corporate giants stumble. And third, the future platform shifts.
All right, front number 1, autonomous disasters unfold. Basically what happens when machines make the call.
Today we saw exactly why taking the human entirely out of the loop can lead to unprecedented chaos. It started right on Wall Street. So an autonomous AI trading agent for a New York hedge fund suffered what experts are calling a logical hallucination. At exactly 9:31 a.m., this AI reads a totally routine Federal Reserve interest rate report, bizarrely misinterprets it as an apocalyptic economic meltdown, and just decides to dump all equity assets. The timeline is literally staggering. Second 0, it analyzes the report. By second 3, an emergency sell-off is triggered. By second 14, the sell-off is completely done. It took the SEC 31 minutes to finally halt trading, but the damage was already done. The terrifying part here isn't just that the machine made a mistake, it's the blistering speed of the failure without any human intervention.
To put that into perspective, in just those 14 seconds, that single AI agent burned through $2.5 billion in tech stocks. $2.5 billion. That flash crash tanked the entire NASDAQ index by 7% right at the morning bell.
The fallout was instant. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler put out a statement demanding new regulatory frameworks for AI in financial markets. Experts are now urgently demanding automatic circuit breakers. Why? Well, it boils down to a fatal flaw in the large language models powering these agents. They literally don't know how to be unsure. Unlike a human trader who might pause, double-check the data, or just ask a buddy when a report seems weird, an LLM acts with 100% confidence even when it is entirely disastrously wrong.
But hey, the AI chaos didn't stay neatly confined to Wall Street. Let's look at the physical world. Right at 8 a.m., smack in the middle of the San Francisco morning commute, 47 Tesla cybercabs were hijacked at the exact same time. Hackers exploited a vulnerability in a technology called V2V, or vehicle-to-vehicle communication. It's basically a mesh network that lets autonomous cars share data directly. By compromising the system, hackers forced all 47 robotaxis to just slam on the brakes in the middle of major downtown streets. We're talking over 3 hours of absolute traffic paralysis, which for San Francisco is saying a lot, and an estimated $12 million in economic damage.
And this brilliantly illustrates the danger of these systems. Trail of Bits analyzed the exact anatomy of the hack, and get this, they didn't even have to hack 47 individual cars. They used a zero-day exploit to breach just one single vehicle. From there, they used that V2V mesh network to spread laterally to the others. They grabbed credentials, accessed Tesla's central servers, and hit the button for a simultaneous emergency stop. The API basically had this huge trust but don't verify flaw. It just assumed any command from an authenticated vehicle was totally legitimate. So one localized breach cascaded into a fleet-wide, city-paralyzing disaster.
Pivoting now to our second front, corporate giants stumble. Welcome to the hardware wars. Stepping away from rogue software for a second, let's look at the traditional corporate battlegrounds where legacy giants are absolutely fighting for survival. Intel totally shocked shareholders today. They announced an 8-month delay for their highly anticipated Nova Lake desktop processors. The culprit? Critical flaws in their insanely complex high-end EUV lithography process. Right now, Intel's 18A process is showing a defect rate of about 0.25 per square centimeter. That is nearly triple the defect rate of industry leader TSMC. And in the advanced semiconductor world, high defect rates mean ruined silicon, higher costs, and an inability to mass produce at competitive prices. And man, the market reaction was absolutely brutal. Intel's stock nosedived 12% in a single day, while their rival AMD enjoyed an 8% surge. JP Morgan analyst Harlan Sur released a devastating note predicting Intel could actually fall another 52%. By delaying Nova Lake by 8 months, Intel is effectively handing the entire late 2026 PC and gaming market over to AMD's upcoming Zen 6 processors on a silver platter. Meanwhile, over in the living room hardware wars, Sony decided to drop a massive bomb. A leaked FTC document revealed that Sony is in the final stages of acquiring legendary game publisher Capcom. At $8 billion, this is Sony's biggest acquisition in history, and it's clearly a direct, retaliatory strike against Microsoft's massive $69 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard.
So the crucial point is exactly what Wedbush analyst Michael Pachter points out here. This is a nuclear option. Microsoft taking Call of Duty really forced Sony's hand. If this deal clears regulatory hurdles, mega franchises like Resident Evil, which, by the way, has sold over 150 million copies, along with Monster Hunter and Street Fighter, could become permanent PlayStation exclusives. It's just a huge consolidation of power in the gaming landscape.
All right, let's move to our final front, the future platform shifts, the end of eras. While Intel and Sony are duking it out over today's hardware, massive cultural shifts are ending long-standing consumer platforms as we know them. The biggest leak of the year dropped today from the iOS 27 beta code. Apple is preparing to launch Apple Glass for $799. But the core philosophy here is ambient computing. That's technology that seamlessly and invisibly integrates into your daily life without needing a dedicated screen. At just 50 grams, Apple Glass isn't meant to be a cheaper Vision Pro. Leaked internal strategy suggests this device is actually designed to eventually replace the iPhone entirely. No way, right? But it's happening.
Now, what's really interesting here is the comparison. The leap is obvious. It's vastly lighter and cheaper than the Vision Pro, clocking in at 8 hours of battery life. But here is the absolute game changer. Apple's years of quiet investment in on-device AI processing. Because the heavy AI lifting is done locally right on the glasses, users get live, real-time audio translation, object recognition, and navigation seamlessly piped through bone conduction speakers, completely hands-free. We are literally looking at the dawn of a post-smartphone world.
But platform shifts aren't just about cool new hardware. They're about communities and creator economics, too. Amazon-owned Twitch just rolled out some incredibly harsh new monetization rules. Streamers are now limited to just 3 minutes of ads per hour. Plus, all ads must go through Twitch's system where the platform takes a whopping 50% cut, and direct external sponsor links completely banned. For massive creators, this effectively slashes their income by up to 60%. The backlash was nuclear, keeping the hashtag #TwitchIsOver trending globally for 48 hours straight.
And you know, nature abhors a vacuum. In direct response to Twitch's restrictive 50% take and sponsor bans, 5 of the top American streamers, representing over 15 million followers, signed massive migration deals with YouTube Gaming, totaling over $50 million. YouTube swooped in, offering a 30% revenue share and completely unrestricted direct sponsors. It was just too good to pass up. This isn't just a few gamers leaving. It marks a potential mass cultural exodus that could end Twitch's long-standing dominance as the king of live streaming.
Bringing it all together, navigating the tech storm, balancing speed and safety.
So, what does this all mean for us? What we're witnessing today is the ultimate double-edged sword of innovation. On one hand, we have absolutely jaw-dropping advancements. 50-gram augmented reality glasses that can translate languages in real time and might just replace our smartphones. But on the flip side, we've got AI agents hallucinating away $2.5 billion in 14 seconds, and hackers turning autonomous taxi fleets into citywide roadblocks. Technology is pushing boundaries faster than ever before in human history, but our regulatory frameworks, our cybersecurity nets, and our economic models are just lagging dangerously far behind.
Which leaves us with this one really vital question to consider as we wrap up the explainer. Are we building systems for speed or for safety? As we rush headfirst toward ambient computing, autonomous finance, and AI-driven cities, we have to honestly ask ourselves if the conveniences we're chasing are truly worth the catastrophic vulnerabilities we saw exposed today. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep your eyes wide open, because this storm is just getting started.